Imagine this, you are getting ready for a date. You carefully choose your outfit, rehearse your lines, and even scroll through your date's social media to make sure you have the perfect talking points. But as you sit across from them, laughing at jokes you do not really find funny or nodding along to opinions you do not agree with, a question pops up in your mind. Am I really being myself, or am I just pretending to be liked? Welcome to the world of the false self in dating. Today, we are diving deep into why so many people feel pressured to put on a mask when looking for love, how to spot when you are doing it, and what it really costs you in the long run. So, what exactly is the false self? The term comes from psychology, where it describes the version of ourselves we present to the world in order to fit in, be accepted, or avoid rejection. This is not just about lying or pretending to be someone else entirely. The false self is more subtle. It is the part of you that hides your quirks, tones down your opinions, or even mimics the interests of someone you are attracted to, all in the hope that they will like you more. In dating, the false self can show up as agreeing with everything your date says, laughing at jokes that do not land, or pretending to love activities you secretly dislike. It is a survival strategy, often learned in childhood, that says, if I am just what they want, I will be loved. But while it might help you avoid conflict or awkwardness in the short term, it can create much bigger problems down the road. Why do so many people slip into the false self when dating? The answer is simple. Fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being alone, fear that our true selves are not enough. Modern dating culture, with its endless swiping and highlight reels on social media, only amplifies this fear. We are constantly bombarded with images of perfect couples and flawless first dates, making it easy to believe that we need to be perfect too. There is also the pressure to make a good first impression, which can make even the most confident person second-guess themselves. Sometimes we are not even aware we are doing it. The desire to be liked is so deeply ingrained that it can override our authenticity without us realizing it. But the truth is, pretending to be someone you are not is exhausting, and it rarely leads to genuine connection. How can you tell if you are slipping into the false self in your dating life? Here are some common signs. First, you find yourself agreeing with things you do not actually believe, just to avoid conflict or seem more attractive. Second, you hide your true interests or hobbies because you are worried they might seem weird or uncool. Third, you feel anxious before dates, not because you are excited, but because you are worried about keeping up the act. Fourth, after a date, you feel drained or disconnected from yourself, as if you have been performing rather than just being. Finally, you notice that your relationships never seem to get past a certain point of intimacy or trust, because deep down, you know your partner does not really know the real you. What happens when you keep showing up as your false self? The consequences can be more serious than you might think. First, it is emotionally exhausting. Keeping up a facade takes energy, and over time, it can lead to burnout or even resentment toward your partner. Second, it blocks real intimacy. If you are not showing your true self, your partner cannot truly connect with you. Third, it sets up a cycle of anxiety and insecurity, because you are always worried about being found out. Fourth, it can attract the wrong people. Those who are drawn to the version of you that is not real, rather than the person you actually are. Finally, it can leave you feeling lonely, even in a relationship, because deep down, you know you are not being seen or loved for who you really are. If pretending is so costly, why is it so hard to be authentic? The answer lies in vulnerability. Being your true self means taking off the mask and risking rejection. It means showing your flaws, your weirdness, and your real opinions, even if they are not popular. For many people, this feels terrifying. Maybe you have been hurt before, or maybe you grew up in an environment where being different was not safe. Whatever the reason, the fear of not being enough can be powerful. But here's the paradox. The more you hide, the less likely you are to find someone who truly loves you for you. So, how do you start to recognize your true self in dating? Begin by paying attention to your feelings. Do you feel relaxed and energized after spending time with someone? Or do you feel tense and drained? Notice when you are tempted to hide your opinions or interests. Ask yourself, if I were not worried about being liked, what would I say or do right now? Journaling can help, as can talking to trusted friends who know the real you. The more you practice self-awareness, the easier it becomes to spot when you are slipping into the false self. Ready to drop the mask? Start small. Practice sharing one honest opinion or interest on your next date, even if you are not sure how it will be received. Remind yourself that rejection is not a reflection of your worth, but simply a sign that you are not a match. Surround yourself with people who value authenticity, and remember that the right person will appreciate the real you. Over time, being yourself will start to feel less risky and more rewarding. When you show up as your true self, dating becomes less stressful and more fun. You attract people who genuinely appreciate you, and you build relationships based on trust and real connection. Authenticity is the foundation for lasting love. Pretending to be liked might feel safe, but it comes at a high cost. The real magic happens when you are brave enough to be yourself, quirks and all. If you found this exploration of the false self in dating helpful, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Veil Breaker channel for more insights on breaking through the barriers to real connection. Remember, the right person will love you for who you truly are. Stay true and keep breaking the veil.